Hello, everybody. It's a FASTCAST. It's Sunday, and we have a risk of severe overnight here in the valley. Details in this update right now.
Now, a Hutch's weather update with Chief Meteorologist Hutch Johnson, brought to you by Robert Gibb and Sons.
All right, here are the fast facts. Number one, out to the west, the western portions of southern North Dakota and out into northeast Montana and all of western South Dakota are in what's called a slight risk of severe weather. That's a level 2 of a 5-level scale. Now, we could see isolated tornadoes. Tonight, we'll go over where the threat is going to be the greatest. Gusts of wind over 70 miles per hour and some large hail up to 2 inches in diameter as these storms get firing. But they're going to be evening storms that develop after dinner, usually after 5 o'clock or so p.m., and head into central North Dakota. Overnight storms will continue in this area I have here. There is a risk in green here. It's called a level 1 of 5 risk, and it's called a marginal risk. Storms will flirt with severe criteria. Maybe 1-inch diameter hail, maybe gusts to around 60 miles per hour will be possible from a few storms. However, local heavy rain, rumbles of thunder, and strong storm risks will continue. And in the morning hours on your Monday as you're heading to work, this continues out in parts of Minnesota with another risk coming for day 2. Here's the timing real quickly on what you need to know in this FASTCAST, and we'll go over details in a more comprehensive update a little bit later tonight. But first, let's take a look at this, shall we, as we take a look at that forecast hour by hour style. Storms forming as we go after 6 p.m. in parts of southeast Montana. We're talking Miles City, Forsyth, out towards Glendive. This is when the risk will be the greatest for very strong thunderstorms. And this is actually when we'll have a great risk or greater risk of a few tornadoes involved. So if you're in parts of eastern Montana, beware. Some of these storms could quickly become volatile. Go over your severe weather plans, and because of the late night hours of these after, say, 8 to 10 p.m., make sure that you do pay attention as storms approach your area to watches and warnings issued by the National Weather Service. I'll be on and keeping folks updated. Storms also in parts of South Dakota. This is the main core of energy, and actually the risk for tornadoes here is a little higher than southeast Montana. So same thing for our neighbors to the south. Garden variety clouds and showers in the valley crossing into the early overnight hours. And then as we go into the overnight, 2 a.m., storms approach Pierre and approach Dickinson. These storms could still be very stout even in the overnight hours because we will have a flow and inflow of moist air during the overnight hours that will continue to feed that humid air, which is fuel for these thunderstorms. That fuel continues. Now, do you see this little V shape right here? That's the area of a warm front. So there will be some spin in the atmosphere, but the upward velocity and strength of the storms will likely be a little bit lower. So that means the hail threat, not quite as high. The wind threat, yes, high. Flooding rain, high threat for that, as well as a reasonable chance for an isolated spin up, even in the overnight hours while snow develops into Montana. Heading into your drive time for the morning, look at the heavy rain across the southern half of North Dakota, moving into western Minnesota. Showers and thunderstorms developing in the Twin Cities. This is not the main event for the Twin Cities. That comes Monday afternoon. However, these storms will continue to fester through the region here as we go into your Monday mid-morning hours, working through Lakes Country with strong thunderstorms, gusty winds, and hail will be a risk, and even an isolated tornado cannot be ruled out as we go through the morning hours because of the nature of the spin created by this particular system. So I'll keep you updated there. The risk of tornadoes is not super duper high. The risk of strong tornadoes, not in our area on tonight's forecast or early morning forecast, that's not there. The strong violent tornadoes, however, that is going to be a problem as we go into the day tomorrow on Monday. So that's a quick look at the timing of storms, overnight storms. Hutch will be here to keep you up to date. You can always get the latest on hutchesweather.com anytime, anywhere. For now, thanks for your follows on Facebook. I really appreciate the subscriptions on my YouTube channel as well.